Hi everyone, welcome back to the Secret Garden. Today we are going to talk about harvesting. I don't know about you, but here in the Secret Garden, our plants are bountiful, as well as in my garden at home. So a couple of things to remember with harvesting is you want to make sure you know when to harvest. If you look at those seed packets like we talked about last week, I said they're really helpful when you're going to plant. They're also really helpful when you're going to harvest because there's so many different varieties of plants that you might want to harvest a certain green bean at only 5 to 6 inches, but some other green beans you might want to harvest when they're 12 inches. So make sure you pay attention to your seed packets. A lot of people think that bigger is better, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you will sacrifice flavor with your vegetables or fruits if you wait until they're really big. So once they're big enough to eat, for some of our plants like zucchini or squash, once they're big enough to eat, they're probably good to pick and they'll have the best flavor. Our tomatoes, there's a ton of different varieties of tomatoes. We've got red ones, orange ones, yellow ones, striped ones, so make sure you know what variety you are planting to make sure you know when to harvest that. And with tomatoes, they taste best when you let them ripen fully on the vine. But if they come off the vine early, that's okay too. You can always sit them in the sun and they'll continue to ripen. And then we also have our tomatillos. So tomatillos you can put into salsas. That's what I do with them. Put them into different salsas that I usually make. Jeff, our executive director, he likes to make salsa verde. And tomatillos are a little bit trickier to know when to harvest if you've never planted them before. They have almost like a papery type of casing, and when that casing starts to turn a lighter color, either a lighter green or a yellow, and the bottom will start to split open so you can see the solid green tomatillo on the inside, it's ready to pick. And they're typically easier to pick off of the vine. And things to remember also, if you have a bountiful garden, it's hard to eat everything that you are harvesting right when it's ready, so you can also prepare it to eat it later in the season. You can can things. Canning tomatoes is pretty easy peasy. You can also just freeze tomatoes if you have a lot of freezer space. But anything you can pretty much can or freeze. I like to shred my zucchini and freeze those to last all winter. Have been making a lot of pickles with all of the cucumbers that we have gotten this summer, whether they are refrigerator pickles, so those are pretty easy. We'll put up a recipe, or you can even can pickles as well. We'll include some different recipes on our Secret Garden website, so take a look at that. But hopefully you have continued to have a successful garden and you can prepare your food to keep throughout the winter. See you next time. Bye.